what do you think couples care about compared to what other videographers care about?
I think couples in general care more about sort of the videographer being an asset on the day, sort of blending in, not just in terms of not getting in the way, but also personality wise, sort of complementing the vibe, being present, sort of celebrating with them and not standing out.
Yeah. To add to that, I feel like especially in that first communication, whether it be email or a meeting with that couple, if you can't connect with them, then I feel like that couple is just not going to feel the confidence that you can capture their wedding day, like their wedding day that they believe how it would go. So yeah, I think just connection is really huge. That I think is probably overlooked as a wedding videographer, but something for sure couples want when booking a wedding videographer.
Yeah, and in terms of deliverables, I think that I am noticing couples are placing more value on the longer form full ceremony and speeches video and maybe slightly less value on the highlight film, which is kind of scary because that's been kind of our bread and butter for a while. And then also maybe placing more money on or more value on the short term content with quick turnarounds. I'm finding that's a popular option along with Super 8.
Yeah, that's a good point. I find that when I send footage over to my couples later than I would one sooner, I get way better responses from one that is sooner compared to one that is later. I don't know if they're just like, oh yeah, we're married and the honeymoon phase is done, but it feels night and day in the responses that I get back.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know what the perfect delivery time is for a highlight film. In my head, it's like about 6 weeks because you don't want to deliver it like a week after because then they're like, what, you got that done so quickly? But then I feel like once you get to like 2.5, 3 months plus, people are like, okay, like, where is this thing?
Yeah, absolutely. But there are like I know videographers that take 6 months to 8 months, and there's a space for that too. Like, I'm not saying you should get your videos done within a month or by 8 months or send it by 8 months. There's definitely I think a sweet spot. I don't know what that sweet spot is, but there's no rule to what your delivery time should be, as long as you let your couples know, especially in the contract, what to expect.
I'm going to put myself out there and say the sweet spot is 6 weeks.
6 weeks, what is that?
I'm not saying that I deliver on that, but I just think in a perfect world, I would be hitting 6 weeks consistently.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just thinking, as I'm saying, yeah, yeah, I'm just thinking like, man, wedding season is here. It's easier to get weddings done now, because I don't have a serious backlog. But it's the last couple of months at the end of the wedding season is, I find, a grind. And
Oh
like,
yeah, it's for sure a grind. I just think, and I'm just purely speaking in terms of ideal conditions for the client, and I feel like there's this high after the wedding for them, and you want to deliver your film while the wedding is still somewhat fresh, right?
yeah, I think that's the key. I think that's the key for a lot of people is they're in their honeymoon phase. Life is good, responses back are going to be good. They're going to love their video, and it's just, yeah, it's just good vibes all around.
I think one area where videographers and couples are maybe on opposite ends of the spectrum is in terms of gear. As a videographer, I love gear. I love having the latest and greatest cameras, a nice rig, lighting, and whatnot. But couples, on the other hand, they do not give a shit about my gear.
Honestly, I don't know what it is. I don't know how videographer brains are wired. Like, we love gear, right? It is what it is. I don't know. I don't get it. But again, like, to your point, couples don't care about that. And if anything, they don't want, majority of the couples don't want a huge rig compromising how they feel, or just slowing down the day and just you having to set up everything every single time. But yeah, I just think that gear is something that is super overlooked, and just not as valuable. And even talking about it, like, and in the very beginning, I was talking about, oh yeah, I got this camera, this gimbal, it's gonna look smooth, the lighting, everything's gonna look great, right? Second camera, perfect. Just capture the shot. They don't really care. This tell they all they care about is the highlight video, the cinematic video, the full ceremony reception, the confidence in you as a wedding videographer to shoot their day, and just matching and just relating to them on a couple to videographer level. That's I think really what it's all about. But yeah.
Yeah, and this is a side note, but I think that this is an area where photographers are much more in tune with the desires of their clients, because a lot of photographers might not even know what kind of, not what kind of camera, but what model, or like a ton of photographers still use DSLRs, which is mind-boggling to me. But they just care about capturing moments, right? And that, I think, is what couples care about as well.
Yeah. And I think on the day of, as well, as videographers, we naturally just want the perfect shot, the perfect shot, the perfect shot, which is great. But sometimes the perfect shot are the moments when that couple is just doing their thing and it just happens. And you have to be ready for that at all times. So that's why I think having a smaller build of a gear that's mobile, and just you can go on the fly with a lot of things, is so valuable.
Yeah, and something you don't have to fight with. You feel like is just like an extension of your mind and your creativity.